In this video, I'm gonna give you reasons why the fire school is the best school in the game. Let's get started.
I'm gonna love you.
What's up everybody, my name is Ultimate Peace and today I'm giving y'all reasons why the fire school is the best school in the game. If you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell because I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the description, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are down below. Reason number one is that it's really good for solo questing and group questing. With the spells that you get and with your stats that you're going to get later on, it's really good to stay on your own 2 feet and you really don't need to be dependent on any other wizards. But if you do go with a group, it just makes you even better. Reason number two is that the fire school is the best for new players, but it's good health and good damage. It has really decent stats, but the accuracy is the second lowest, but it's manageable. You're still able to get your spells through. Now reason number three is that it has DOT spells, or damage over time spells. Now these spells basically, when you cast them, they do initial damage, then over a period of maybe like 3 rounds, it will do more damage over time. This is really good for boss fights, or if you have minions that summon a lot of shields like ice minions, they good for doing tower shields. So it's really good to cast like Fire Elf, which only costs 2 pips, which is a really huge advantage. The fire school gives a lot of DOT spells. The first one is Fire Elf, then it gets Scold, then it gets Dragon. It has multiple spells that do damage over time. That's what kind of the school is based around. It's built around doing damage over time, but it's also really good at doing initial damage depending on the spell and your stats. The fire school also have a lot of AoE spells. These spells mean all of enemies. Now it ranges from Meteor Strike, it ranges from Dragon to Rain of Fire to Sun Serpent, even Raging Bull. The fire school actually have the most AoE spells out of all the schools in Wizard101. If you think the school doesn't heal you, you're wrong. The spell called Link is a fire spell, which damages your enemy over time and heals you over time as well. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If you're low on health, you cast it, you get a little bit of health from it, and you're doing damage to your enemy over time. And later on, you'll get a better spell called Power Link. It's basically just a stronger version of that spell. As for shielding, the fire school gives thermic shielding, which is a storm shield and an ice shield. Now that's really good because storm is the highest damage school in Wizard101. So it's good that the school already gives you a storm shield, which basically against the highest damage school in the game for free. You don't need to spend no training points. Now what I'm going to do is compare it to the rest of the schools so you can see why I think it's the best. The first one I'm going to start with is life. Now the life school is known for healing and has the highest amount of accuracy initially out of all the rest of schools. Now when you do life, it has less AoE spells and less damage over time spells, and fire does way more damage than life. Number 2 is the ice school. Compared to the ice school, the fire school does way more damage, but the ice school is more tankier. They know for having higher health and higher resist, and the accuracy is higher than fire. But their spells, like the first damage over time spell, costs 5 pips compared to fire, which is 2 pips. Now I'm going to compare it to the death school. The death school is close to fire. They have very decent health and good accuracy and decent resist, but the fire school just outmatches it with damage, and the fire school utilizes their pips more wisely. Now with fire, you get a damage over time spell by using only 2 pips, but with death you need to use 4 pips, which you get a spell called poison. Now you're gonna understand why pips are so important and why you need to utilize them and save them, because when you run out of pips, it becomes a tough fight and you need to save them. Another reason is the AoE spell that you get for fire, you get at level 22, which is really early and is good to have, and it only costs 4 pips. Compared to death, you get your first AoE spell at level 48, and it costs a total of 7 pips to even use. School number 4 is the balance school. Now the balance school has good health and good accuracy, but the damage is low, and the balance school is known for being supportive of the other wizards. They're known for having spells that benefit the other wizards by elemental blade, elemental traps, also spiritual blade and spiritual traps. School number 5 is Storm. Now Storm is tremendous in damage. They give the highest damage, but their accuracy is the lowest, their shielding is the lowest, and their health is the lowest as well. Now that's something to take with, because you really do good damage, but you can't really stand on your own 2 feet that well. If you do, you're gonna need good stats and really strategize your plans. And the last one I'm compared to is Myth. Now Myth is good with his accuracy, health, and resist, but you get a lot of minion spells early on. Compared to Fire, you get more damage spells. Now that's good because you have variety on what you want to use inside of fights, compared to just summoning minions, which costs pips, and sometimes any amount of pips it can cost, and it is not really fun to play with, other than you being able to really do damage. Now the reason I recommend the Fire School and I think it's the best is because it's an amazing school. It has multiple spells that you can plan out your strategy different ways. It's really good for new players that just joined the game, and it's fun for players that just want to chill out and play the game with and solo by themselves, or join a group or not. Also, when you're group questing, you can be the damage hitter. Even though if a storm is not there, you can take up the mantle as a fire wizard and deal the damage. Now I hope to shine the light on the fire wizards, and I hope that you'll want to try out the fire school if you're new or experienced. And if you're a new player, I just posted on my channel a beginner's guide for you. Everything you need to know on Wizard101 and how to be successful. Thanks for watching and have a good day.